Hey guys, welcome back to At Home with Shara. It has been a hot minute since I have done a video, and I'm not even going to go into all the reasons why, because 2020 has been a unique year. However, we've all had a lot more time at home, or well, most of us, and I have gotten a ton of questions about how to do the Pooh Bear that I tried to do before. I did finish him. However, the video that I shot ended up corrupted, I guess is the right word, and I never could get it to transfer over. I love you guys dearly, but I was not going to pull out that Pooh to start over to do a new video. Anyway, since I've been getting a lot of questions, my daughter said, you know, Mom, I'd really like to have one, so why don't you make another one, record it, and I can have the Pooh. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see, sorry, I'm grabbing my stuff. Usual disclaimer, this is not my pattern. It is a Pooh Leisure Arts Disney Buddies kind of thing. And I cannot give you a copy of the pattern. It is copyrighted, protected. Protected is the word I'm looking for. And what I can do though is I can show how I interpret the pattern. So I will not show every step. I'm going to assume that you have basic crocheting knowledge, and I am using US terms because that's the only ones I really, grew up using kind of thing. So I'm using, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I only have 2 local stores that carry yarn other than the Walmart, which would be a Hobby Lobby and a Michael's. This was the closest I could find to a Pooh yellowish brown. And, of course, here's the dark brown. And the only red they have was bright, so his shirt will be bright. I crochet pretty firmly, so I'm actually going with an H hook for mine. I do like, and this is, a non-associated endorsement, I really like the clover hooks with the padding on them. I do have arthritis in my hands, and I can crochet far longer with these. So, with that saying, we're going to get started on this Pooh. And you know what? I'm sitting here without my glasses, and I've gotten old. I cannot read without them. So, just for your general knowledge, the stitch guide says we need to know how to decrease a front loop 2 single crochet decrease. Those are supposed to be like invisible decreases. And a front loop 3 single crochet decrease. And they told us to work tightly when decreasing or skipping a stitch or row throughout. Has us start with our ears. And if you've ever made any amigurumi, I don't know if I'm saying that right. That's how my southern mind sees the word though. The ears are very quick and easy. It says to stuff them lightly with polyester fiber fill. So I'm going to come back when I have those done and show you what they look like. I've looked over that section, and there is nothing in it that's not very straightforward. Okay guys, I have the first ear made, and I think what I'm going to do is switch this camera around where you're really not seeing my face, and I'm going to demonstrate how to make the second ear, and I'll just venture on into the nose and the muzzle and things like that without you really seeing me. Advance warning, I told you guys last time with the Eeyore videos, I talk to myself when I crochet. I joke with my husband that it's because I'm seeking good counsel. Could just be that I'm crazy. But I talk to myself, so if you hear me say something that makes no sense, or you hear me saying single crochet, da-da-da-da-da, that's it. I cannot tell you the pattern, but I can show you physically what I'm doing, and as long as you have the pattern, you can follow along. I've been told that this pattern is available online, I don't know. But if anyone, you know, searches for it, apparently it's supposed to be out there or something extremely similar. So bear with me. I'm going to flip us around, see what I can do to get it where you can see what's going on in my crochet. Okay, I am a lot closer to the microphone this way, so I hope this is not too loud. Just going to demonstrate a quick slip stitch to catch your hook on. I leave a little bit of a tail that I just stuff inside the ear. So it says to use the gold, and this is just a chain. Then we're doing single crochets and the second chain. Now it says to add a marker. I don't. I like to count my stitches, but I am a numbers kind of person, so that works for me. If it doesn't work for you, make sure you add a marker and just move it every time. And by the way, if you see a cat go past, as usual, my kitties are in here checking out what I'm doing. This ear is worked in the round, which is nice because there's no little fiddly pieces to seam together. Okay, I'm starting round 3 now. That was the end of round 3. So that is round 4. Now rounds 5 through 8, we're just working evenly. There are 20 single crochets on each round. So 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 80 stitches. That's what I'll do. To make sure I'm at the end, I'll simply count to 80. Here's somebody slamming the microwave. It's probably my husband heating up his coffee. I personally just as soon drink mine cold as I had drink it microwaved. Okay, so I'm at the halfway mark. That was 40. Okay, so that's the end of round 8. Now on round 9 and 10, I'm going to slip stitch in the next 3. A slip stitch is simply inserting your hook, pulling it through so that you have 2 loops, and sliding it through. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then my pattern tells me to single crochet in 14. $11, $12, $13, $14, and then I'm to slip stitch in my last 3. So 1, 2, 3. Now the reason I wanted to show you all this is I find this a little bit awkward. So on round 10, I'm just repeating that row. But normally we go in kind of like this across the stitch if it's a single crochet. Well, your slip stitches kind of fall to the front of your work. So you have to kind of go up under them and like this. And so we're doing 3 slip stitches. 1. And if see, it's a little awkward at first once you get it going. 2 and 3. And now we're going to do 14. Single crochet, that is. Y'all want to hear a true confession? I'm supposed to be doing laundry, and instead I'm sitting in here crocheting with you guys. Seems reasonable, right? And now my last 3, again, I'm doing the slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's round 10. Now round 11, I slip stitch in the 3 again. So 1, 2, 3. Then it tells me to decrease. Now this is the single crochet decrease, as they told us. Remember I said they had 3 that we needed to know how to do. You simply go in your stitch and pull 1 through and stop. Go in the next stitch, pull 1 through and stop, so that you have 3 loops on your hook. Wrap it, pull it through, so that it creates 1 stitch. Now they remind you to kind of do that a little tighter. Now we single crochet into the next 10. It says to do another decrease just like we did, so let me show you that again. Go through your single crochet on the previous round, pull 1 loop, stop. Go through the next single crochet, pull 1 loop, so you have your 3, wrap it, pull it through. And then we end with 3 slip stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and I always like to pull it through like I'm doing a chain. Sorry, I gotta reach my scissors. And I'm gonna leave a good tail because hopefully I'll be able to use that to sew it on. Didn't mean to hit the camera, guys, sorry. And we have our second Pooh ear. Now the directions say to go ahead and stuff them lightly. I prefer to stuff as I'm seaming together because I've noticed I'm much more consistent in the amount of stuffing I use throughout the whole project that way. The only exception I make is, for example, if I'm making the legs and I need to stuff as I go because it's going to get awkward to stuff it. So pieces like this I make and set aside. Okay, guys. Oh, my cat's getting ready to try to help us here. The next piece in our pattern is the nose, and it says that we need our brown. And the color I'm using is called, really complicated, brown. It's just brown. Sometimes, and I love color, so don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's nice to just see a simple label. You can watch me struggle to find the end. Okay, now I have not made this nose in years, so if I mess up, I do what I would do with anyone, pull it out and start over. So we're going to start with the chain. This yarn is a little darker, but I think maybe there's enough light for you to be able to see it pretty well. We are working in rounds, so that's kind of convenient. They ask you to mark the right side. I'm actually familiar enough to know what the right side of my work is, but if you're not, just grab a scrap of yarn from your bag and loop it through there. Okay, so round 2 is going to increase us from 6 single crochets to 9 stitches and 1 chain 2. So let's see what we've got here. So it's 3 single crochet. Well, here's our chain 2. Skip a single crochet. Three single crochet. I think this is kind of making like the corners for the top of a triangular type nose. Maybe. We'll see. And then single crochet in next 3. So 1, 2, 3. Kind of end up, I think, if I was to turn it, kind of looks like a nose that way, or a nose this way if you prefer. I don't remember which way it goes on the Pooh, but we'll find out together. Now round 3, we're going to end up with 11 stitches and 1 chain 2. Sorry about that, but I've got to put my paper where I can see it. So and here's our chain 2 again. Let me pull some more yarn out here. Skip the chain 2, and you can tell where that is simply by putting your finger in it, kind of thing. That is one thing I've noticed about the patterns in this book. They use an awful lot of chains for things that I normally would not do. But I guess you can teach an old dog new tricks on occasion. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and it says to slip stitch in the next stitch to finish it. Pay attention to where that slip stitch is, because we are going to use it for the next. Am I the only person that cannot move out of a chair and still lose their scissors? Anyway, we are going to join, there they are, the next section of the muzzle, which is done with the gold, right in that same slip stitch space. So I've got my right side, whoops, I have my right side facing up. I've got my slip stitch where I can see it. Can you see that? There you go. So that's what the nose kind of looks like. I'm going to go ahead and make a loop on my hook. It says to join the gold in the same single crochet as the slip stitch, which on mine is right here. And I'm fiddlesticks. There we go. And it says to do 2 single crochet in each of the next 2. I'm going to not chain and actually do a, I forget what kind of single crochet they're called, but I literally prefer on these where I'm working in rounds to go in, bring both loops up like this, and actually go through it. If anybody remembers what that kind of single crochet is called, please tell me. So 2 single crochet in each of the next 2. So that's join. So 2 and 2. I'm interpreting that to mean 2 in the one that I joined it and 2. Nope. That's wrong. I'm reading it wrong. See? Back up. Alright, so it says to do the single crochet in the same stitch as the slip stitch. Then 2 single crochet in each of the next 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Single crochet in the next stitch, working in front of the previous 2 rounds on the nose. Okay. So I've got my single crochet there. Okay, so what they're telling us here, you see this section where we've got these chains, we're going to work back in that single crochet right there where the 2 chains go behind our work. So kind of fold it like that where you can get to that single crochet. So it says to single crochet in the skipped single crochet, which is what we're doing right there, and then to come back to the round we're on and go to the next single crochet. So there's my chain, so here's my single crochet, and do 1 single crochet, then 2 in each of the next 2, and then single crochet in 2, and then 2 single crochet in the next 1, single crochet in the last stitch, and join with a slip stitch. Ta-da! So we kind of have a Pooh nose starting here. So that was round 1, and we should have 17 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All right. We've at least got the right number, which is a good start. Okay, now on to round 2. This round is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to work it and let you guys work through it. Single crochet in 5. And then we're working the corner here now. Okay, at the end of this one it says to not join and place a marker. Trying to decide. I think I'm going to place a marker because these are kind of odd numbered counts. Like this one has 23, then I'm going to 29, and then 35. So I'm going to just grab a contrasting color here. Give me a little bit of a tail. And snip it off. Whoops. I have a little stand sitting over here beside me that I'm trying to keep things on so I can reach them, because I don't want to have to like crawl down on the floor to get stuff and knock the camera. In theory, I won't knock the camera, but obviously I've already hit it at least once, so, you know, best laid plans. Okay, so I've got a marker there. Just something to let me know when I get back to my starting point, so that if I'm not there when I end this round, it's my clue that I did something wrong. Okay. Okay, we're on round 3 now. And we did not join it, so let's see what we get here. Two, 3. I know these videos are kind of going to be long with me showing, whoops, sorry about that, I just hit the camera, with me showing what I'm doing, but the last time I had requests to do more of that, so please feel free to pause or fast forward, whatever you need to do. There are some people that do better with visual demonstration and just watching somebody work it, and so I'm trying to kind of appease different groups. Okay, and I am back to my marker, and my stitches worked out exactly, so I am going to assume that I have that right. I did not count them, but still. If I don't have them right, we'll find out soon enough, right? Okay, round 4. Random question. Do you guys listen to Christmas music year-round? I do. And normally I would have it playing while I crochet. So I'm finding the silence a little bit awkward, but I don't know the rules about showing it on, like showing a video with it in the background. So just to be safe so that the music police don't get me, I'll sit here in silence. It's making a cute shape. Did you hear my cat go past? I have one that is at least part Siamese. He was actually, all my cats are rescues, but he's a mess, and he's one of those that I understand where the phrase curiosity killed the cat from, because if I am doing something, he is right in the middle of it. Woohoo! And we are back to our marker, and my stitches worked out. So there's the last 2 single crochets on round 4. Rounds 5 through 7 say to single crochet in each single crochet a round, and so I have 5, 6, 7, that's 3 rounds. 35 and 35 is 70, so I need 105 stitches. Normally I'd sing to you guys, but I will spare you. That's my last stitch for round 7. Okay, round 8's short round. Single crochet in next 6. 1, slip stitch in the next one, and leave the rest unworked. So guys, we have a Pooh nose. Well, they're calling it a muzzle. So I guess technically it's the nose. Actual nose and the fat part. I'm going to leave some length here. I'd rather waste a little yarn and hopefully be able to have enough to actually do my sewing together. Oh, so look at that. I did not flip my book, and I was supposed to do a row and another round. So guess what? I will be using this string that I just cut, and then some probably, it looks like, but so be it. Not the first time I have not checked things. So turn, skip the slip stitch, single crochet in 18. That is the wonderful thing about making something yourself. There's really on these no mistake that cannot be undone. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, got 12, 13, 16, and I'm going to go ahead and I will just simply, you can do all kinds of joins, but where this is a stuffed animal, I actually want to do a knot that I can work on the inside just for added security, because while this one's going to my daughter, you never know what child might be playing with it. I believe this is kind of like short rowing and knitting. It's just to add a little dimension, because at the end I'm going to turn, single crochet, and this is going to be a round, not a row. It says. And there's my knot. You won't have that if you pay attention. I'll try to put a note in there if I remember to don't cut off on that. Okay, so I did 13. It says to place a marker for stitch placement. On this pattern, when it's a pattern book, period. But on these patterns, when it says to do that, you really want to, because it helps everything kind of lay at the right angles when you're using them. So I'm just going to tie my string that I was using back on there. Single crochet in next 4. Slip stitch and slip stitch, and you see it kind of, you go back over that last slip stitch and kind of pull it together. slip stitch in the next 15 unworked. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. $13, $14, $15, and then slip stitch over here to get it joined together, and join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet. Ta-da! Okay, so there we go. Now I have checked the pattern, and that is the end of it. So I will once again pull out a tail for sewing. These ends, where it's a stuffed animal, I will simply stuff them inside instead of worrying about working them in. So there is your muzzle. Okay, this video is getting kind of long. The next thing to do is to work the arms. So I'm going to stop here as far as recording for this section, and then I will come back and start the arms in a second set of videos. So for the next video, look out for the arms. I'm going to do those, and then we'll see if I have enough recording time to do a leg today or not. But I'll go ahead and at least try to get the first arm done. So please like, subscribe, do all that good jazz down the bottom if you get a chance. If you have questions or comments, put them down below. You can find me on Ravelry, and you can also find my page on Facebook. Nothing fancy. They're all just my ramblings through life, just like this channel is. So anyway, come back for the section on the first arm if you get a chance. Bye, guys.